Hey there! Hello everybody, Tyler from Tyler Does Stuff, back here with another video for you guys. And today we're going to be starting a new series, ranking games one at a time. Now, this video will be different than most of the other videos in this series, as we aren't actually going to be playing any of the games. Usually what will happen is I'll one-shot through a game long-form style, little to no editing, and then I'll give a short little review of it, and rank it on my tier list. But then the question becomes, what about the games that I've already played, or ones that I play off camera? Well, that's what episodes like today's are for. Today I'm going to take every game that I can remember playing clearly and rank it over here on my tier list. I'll give a little bit of reasoning for it, I'll rank it, and then we'll move on to the next game. I'll probably do one of these every year or so just to wrap up the games that I've played off camera, but for the most part, episodes will be longer and full of gameplay followed by a little bit of a recap. Who knows, maybe I'll even stream some of these. Now, before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and let me know down in the comments if you think this series is cool or not, and give me some good game ideas on what I should play. And without further ado, enjoy the video. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. S tier. Enough said. You know what? S+. We're making this thing its own tier, and this is one of the first real games I played all the way through back on the Wii U, and let me tell you, I probably couldn't have picked a better game to start out with. Visually stunning and interactive, musically literally godlike, gameplay and story-like, maybe a bit archetypal, but had a great innovations in the different abilities you could use, how you could use them, and being able to use the gamepad as a means of aiming. It truly was a revolutionary and amazing game, and I don't think anyone would argue with that. So yeah, S+. Kindergarten. I personally love this game and plan on playing Kindergarten 2 on this channel, actually, probably for this series. The fact that it's a bunch of kindergartners killing each other should be enough to sell the game itself, but if that's not enough, there's plenty more. It's funny in its lines and situations, the art style is unique and appealing, the puzzles are fairly difficult to complete, and the endings are all really good, including the final Monstermon ending. That being said, some of the puzzles are a little too difficult in my opinion, and though I like the hint system, sometimes it's not enough to really help. And for that reason, Kindergarten just gets an A tier. Yes, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll give you time to comment on how much of a nerd I am. No, go ahead, go comment it. I'll wait. Alright, you done? Okay, cool. So, Master Duel is interesting. I mean, it looks beautiful and it's easy to watch and it allows you to play the game well. But there are a lot of problems with the game as well. For instance, the packs are essentially useless, as if you're using them to make a deck, you're stupid, and if you're using them to get dust, you never seem to be able to pull enough cards to get the dust you need to make the decks you actually want, unless you spend money on the game. On top of that, the ranked ladder is miserable to climb as it's only a best of one format, and the story modes are lacking in most cases. The legacy packs are stupid, and Maxi should not be allowed in any games, ever. That's why Master Duel is getting a B tier. Alright, to start out the FPS chain, these next three games will be, we have Valorant. Now, the CS and Overwatch stands can leave now before I start to talk about Valo, because I'm going to talk about how much of a fan I am of the game and why I think it's an A-tier game. Let's start off with this. Valorant looks amazing and has amazing music. No one is going to argue with that. The menus are easy to navigate, the agents look and sound amazing, and the cinematics and hype for the game are great within the community. As well, I'd say the skins in this game are some of the best in any game, and they really do make you want to spend the $20 to get the new Araxis operator, which I definitely didn't do. Definitely not. Anyways, it's also a really fun game to play competitively, with each agent having pretty unique abilities that are easy to learn and hard to master, and the gun meta being pretty good with a diverse range to choose from. That being said, that's where Valo's pitfall is. It's really just a competitive game. Spike Rush and Escalation and Replication can be fun, but get boring after a while. Unrated is just ranked with no reward, and Swift Play is just unranked but shorter. Don't get me wrong, Ballo is very good at being what it is, a competitive 5v5 FPS. I just think that it could try harder to include some more gameplay for casuals, or just overall just for fun gameplay. And for that reason, it's just A tier. Apex, also A tier. I won't spend too much time on this because I haven't played Apex a whole ton, but from what I have played, it's a fun battle royale or arenas game that focuses on movement and ability use. The skins are cool, though very hard to obtain, and the gameplay is generally pretty fun. That being said, I do find it annoying how hard it is to get cosmetics, and really annoying how hard it is to unlock new characters without spending money. As well, there are a whole lot of guns for a new player to walk into, and a whole lot of characters as well, which can be daunting to learn. All in all, I think this puts Apex into the A tier. Yes, the game for 9-year-olds, Fortnite. Here's the issue with Fortnite. It's either incredibly sweaty with a bunch of teenagers who have spent their entire life learning how to build, or it was no fun because you didn't know how to build and didn't want to spend the time learning how to be good enough at building to play the game. Or at least that was the issue with Fortnite. No build and their creative modes really fixes that. And with cool skins and a gun meta that's always changing but still small due to their rotating pool of guns and constant innovation with new weapons, you have a game that doesn't get stale, or when it does, they just blow up part or all of the map, or they add sprinting, or they add a new vehicle, or they... So yeah, Fortnite, A tier. Russian Toll Booth Simulator. The game is pretty fun and increases intensity and difficulty at just the right level. Music is good, game art is cool. All in all, another A tier game. This is a game a lot of people haven't heard of, but it's pretty cool. The premise is you've come back to your childhood home, and as the player, you are trying to piece together the story of why you're there and what happened to make your family relation so strained by going through the house. It's got a bit of a spooky feel, though that never actually has a payoff, and overall it's a fairly well-made game. I'll give it a B tier. This is another game you probably haven't heard of, but it's basically Research Project the game, but harder. You're an investigator looking at interviews from a woman about her missing husband. There are 7 interviews in total, but you're not allowed to look at the full interviews. You have to search keywords that bring up certain clips from said interviews until you've found every clip, and then the story ends. It's an interesting game mechanic, and it's wonderfully done as a mystery and as a found footage video game, but it gets rather difficult to find every clip, as some of them have very specific words associated with them. And it gets kind of boring just watching this lady talk for minutes on end. Cool game, worthy of the B tier. I love this game. It's 4 parts long, and each part has a different sort of gameplay mechanic associated with it, other than the 4th, which is a combination of the first 3, those being a text adventure, which is very scary, a decoder, and an experimenter. It tells the story of, spoiler alert here, a boy who got too drunk at a New Year's party and killed someone on the drive home in an accident that renders him with severe brain damage. It's revealed in the 4th part that the different parts you've been playing through have just been a psychologist trying to figure out what happened to you and in the incident through your brain-damaged self. A great reveal you don't see coming, but makes sense once you finish the game. I only got stuck on one section in the 4th part during the final text adventure, and during the 2nd section when the decoding is a little hard to figure out at first, but other than that, the game plays really smooth and fluidly. Looks great, has a great atmosphere, and is an amazing mystery. I'd highly suggest this game to anyone that likes mysteries and piecing together clues. Definitely an A tier game for me. Hey there everyone, Editor Tyler here. It's about 2:15 a.m. As you noticed, I put Stories Untold into the S tier, and I stick by that. When I was writing the script, I made it A tier. Then I realized, 1, I had a lot of A tier games, and 2, when I replayed Stories Untold, it really, the full vibe came back to me, so I went ahead and put it into the S tier, and I stand by that. Also, I accidentally mixed up the second and third episodes. The second episode is the lab one, and the third episode is the snowy decoder one. So, yeah, back to the video. So, Skylanders was revolutionary, and one of the first games I can remember enjoying as a child. My favorite Skylander was Drobot, by the way, even though there were a lot of other really cool ones. Jordan Fringe Gaming made a video on Skylanders that says everything I possibly could and more, so please go ahead and watch his video, and that should explain why I'm going to put the Skylanders, at least the first few, into A tier. Alright, Editor Tyler here again, and as you noticed, I also moved Skylanders up to the S tier after saying I was going to put it into the A tier. This is because I thought for a bit about it, and though Skylanders is by no means a perfect game, it's pretty easy actually. The impact that it had on the gaming community as a whole, I mean, if you watch that Jordan Fringe Gaming video, he goes into how it's basically spawned Disney Infinity and LEGO Dimensions, and the idea of toys to video games. And it spurred on an entire generation of children to learn how to play video games in a different way, and because of that, I think that S tier is only fitting for it. And what would a list of video games that I've played be if I didn't mention Minecraft? This is obviously S tier. I don't even have to explain why. It can probably actually go in S+ with Zelda, and I think I'm gonna put it there. I mean, not only is it just an amazing game with endless possibilities by itself, but with command blocks, mods, texture packs, and multiplayer/servers, this game really has just about everything, and has facilities to allow you to do just about anything if you spend enough time learning about it. With constant updates coming out that add to the game without completely changing it, this is, in my opinion, as close to a perfect game as possible. Unique and pleasing, blocky aesthetic, fantastic music that is only rivaled by Wii Sports in terms of calming, and all in all a game of nearly endless possibilities. I truly love this game. I've put 1,000,000 hours into it and still have never beaten it. I know. Maybe I'll make a video about it, and it's just right to end off the first episode of this series with this near-perfect game. And yeah, that's the first episode of this series. Again, a lot of other videos aren't going to be like this. They'll be long-form videos, but I hope that you like this one as I've enjoyed editing it. And yeah, leave a like if you liked it, sub if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next video.